Hey guys, I haven't done a vlog in a long time, and I don't know why, but I'm in the middle, between recording and doing this, album and trying to get everything done. But I did some research the other day and this morning because I was at the grocery store trying to get some groceries, and I was, just going by, and I was picking out stuff that I could afford that would be cheap, off-brand stuff, dollar aisle stuff. Couldn't buy lettuce because lettuce is $2 now, and everything's going up, and just different things that you have to do, like buy canned fruit instead of regular fruit. But some people don't have to do that, and it kind of pissed me off because when I see people carrying 2 buggies and they've got racks of ribs in their buggy, come on. And you've got pork chops. I swear they had pork chops probably up to here just in one buggy, and then they had Boston butts and roasts and stuff like that. And I thought, I can't believe this, and I'm sick of people not saying anything about it, and I do say stuff about it because it is ridiculous. I was behind a woman one day, and you're only supposed to be able to cash 3 checks at one time if they're assistant checks, and she had 6 checks, and she must have known the cashier because she was writing her names on the checks as stuff was being divided up. She had 6 checks and $6 things. Okay, well, when it came down to her, she even said, well, this one's for me. And there's a box of Cheerios, some panties, and some see-through lace panties, and that was it. And she had 3 kids with her. And she looked at her son and she said, do you really need this cereal? And he said, yeah, I like Cheerios. He was a little bitty kid. And she said, well, we'll get them, next month or something like that, but I'm getting my lace panties first. And that's what she got. Told a little kid, her kid, to do that. Now, my mother's a teacher, and she sees more of this. They send home sacked lunches to people who are on assistance because their parents don't actually pay for their lunches. It is ridiculous. They don't even cook for them. I mean, it's all to me, it's like it's a job. Their job is to make a kid. If you can have a kid every 8 years, you're going to be set until the time that you retire, which is ridiculous. But anyway, this is what I did the research on, and I think all of you should do research on it, especially if you're an American. I don't care if you're a Democrat, Republican, liberal, whatever you may affiliate with. It all involves us and our retirement, what we pay in, what we work for, what we can't get, what others can get. A lot of people don't even know that we pay $7.95 for most welfare recipients to get cash money that goes into a card, and it's usually $200. That was the set limit that Obama set, and the Republicans have passed it, and so did liberals. So it's not based on race, and it's not based on stuff like that. And I'll tell you why I say that later on. But anyway, I did research, and if you go on the Census Bureau Department website, 48.5% of the population lived in a household that received some type of government benefits this year alone. Okay, now 44.4% was in 2008. Because of the expansion of the programs, the percent keeps rising. Programs that are designed to help the needy accounted for the largest share of recipients. Some 34.2% of Americans who are citizens lived in a household receiving benefits such as food stamps, subsidized housing, cash, welfare, or Medicaid, designed originally for the poor. Okay, to me, you're not poor if you make more than I do, because apparently you do, because you're able to buy all of that stuff, and I'm not, okay? So, this is ridiculous. I have to even search out meat on sale. They don't do that. They just pick it up and put it in there and get everything that they can, and this is ridiculous. And anyway, I looked it up, and in the 30s, it was considered bad practice to be on welfare programs, and people didn't want you around if you were, and you wouldn't even go to their houses. They wouldn't even invite you there. But in the 60s to present day, it has risen over 82%, making it the 48.5% of total households that receive the benefits. 60s to now, think about it. You can imagine why. Now, 46.4% of the households will pay no income taxes at all. That's 46% of Americans, up from 39% in 2007. That's 7% in 6 years. Now, you may not think that's a lot, but it's millions of people will not pay income tax. And however, they can still claim their welfare benefits as income and receive a tax refund. My cousin was married twice, has 3 children, and his current wife had 2 children before that. So there are 5 children living in that house altogether now, because he also got custody of another child. This year, he received $10,000 cash. Not cash, but a check. It was cash when he, cashed it, but it was from the federal government for income taxes that they never paid because they lived off the government. That's my own cousin. So now, that's why I'm saying this is not about race. This is not about what political party you belong to. I don't care about that. All I care about is the money that I pay in, that I work for, and that I can't even buy the stuff I'm supposed to buy. I have Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, fibromyalgia, and actually 3 other ones, and I can't even buy my medicine. My medicine alone, just for Carafate for my Crohn's, to help with the ulcers and things like that, is $180. It's over $700 a month. That's more than I pay for my house. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I looked up and researched things at the Census Bureau and government sites. If you don't have a PC at your house, one is provided for you at the library. You can go there and look it up. Only 12.4% of the people receiving benefits, and this is by the Census Bureau, are actually disabled and needing them. Only 12.4%, which would mean that we would not be in the hole right now that we are in. We are going to be a third world country if we don't watch what the hell we let people do. This is getting out of hand. You need to speak up. Don't go behind closed doors and go, I wish people didn't get at this money, or poor people. You know who you are. Now, if you're really truly disabled or a single mother, that's fine. I talked to a woman yesterday in Dollar Tree because I have to go there because I have no money to buy things that I would normally buy at other places. And we were talking, she worked at McDonald's and she worked 60-something hours a week, and she's a manager, and it all amounted to something like $6.75, she said, when it came down to it. And she was getting help on food stamps to help with her child, which was only $20. Now, my grandmother worked all her life. She even helped fund, my aunts through college. She had to quit school when she was little to take care of my great-grandmother who had a tumor, and would just knock her across the room because she would forget who she was and where she was. And back then, they didn't have the money to put her in because it was the Depression. But anyway, she died about 2 years ago, and she worked at Landau for like 15 years, and then she hurt her back and had to go get it scraped, and then it kept getting worse, and she had to miss work, and she went to get benefits, and they told her, well, since you've been going to the doctor and not doing that for 5 years, we can only go back 3 years because we only go back 8 years. So we're only going to offer you $389 a month and $10 in food stamps. So she had to draw off of my grandfather, who only received $502, and he received $40 in food stamps. Now, they took those food stamps actually away and gave her $15. But enough of that. The federal government passed a measure to allow $2 trillion more than a 75% hike since 2010, just 3 years earlier. Okay, So in 2010, we're just going to up it, and we're already in the hole. That's really smart. Temporary assistance for those who need to get on it and get on it only accounts for 2% of the whole 46.4% that's on welfare right now, and it's designed for 2 years at a time, or you can get a 4 to 6 year plan, it depending on if you're going to college, which they will pay for. Now my thing is this: if you're on welfare, you should have to mandatory work at least 3 days a week. I don't care if you're sitting at home mailing flyers for people who own car dealerships. At least you're getting a trade. At least you're learning something. At least you're doing something. At least they're, contributing in some way. But these people are not. All they're doing is making babies, and that's it. Well, don't worry about citizens coming over. How about you worry about the citizens that are born here? Anyway, that's about all I have to say. If you don't believe me, look at the Census Bureau, the IRS Bureau, and Veterans and Military Assistance Programs, which always pisses me off because we don't have money to give them food, and they always come up with an excuse saying, oh, it's because of this, and they only need 2 meals because of this. Yeah, what about helmets? What about bullets? What about missiles? What about those that are thrown at them? What about people who die? My cousin is married to a guy in the military, and he's been everywhere, Germany and Iran and all these places, and we won't even help them, and where do you think we're going with this? You need to wake up, and you can comment as much as you want to, but this is not about people who need assistance for a little while and need help doing something. This is about people who live off the government, and we all know they do. This has got to stop. Thank you for listening. You can leave a comment if you want to. If you want to leave some snide remark or whatever, it's not going to really bother me because I know I'm telling the truth, because I actually do research and look it up. I don't just listen to the propaganda on the radio stations and TV stations. So, it's up to you. You vote. You can picket, you can sign petitions, you can email your government, no one knows that you're doing it. You can do all these things, and it's your fault that you're not doing it to help everyone out. So the real problem is you. It's not me, because I do that stuff. So wake up and start doing something. Bye bye. I love you all, truthfully. Bye.